Stephen A. Smith gets real about his hostile feud with LeBron. Now, if y'all don't know, LeBron came and checked Stephen A. about his son. It's all on camera. It's all on video. Don't know what LeBron said, but it looked like it was real serious, and LeBron wasn't playing. So we're going to see Stephen A. response, his actual response, because he didn't want to get out of character based on the place that he was at. So we're going to see what he had to say about it. And let's get straight to it.
What do you make of LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation?
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit.
Out the gate, huh?
But in the moment, I knew that I was listening to a father. Here's what happened. I'm represented by William Morris Endeavor. The founder of William Morris Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, had courtside seats right next to the Lakers bench.
Okay.
He had Larry David with him, star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm sitting with them. I get there in the first quarter. I'm sitting courtside, and I stand up, and then I got my head turned, and then I turn back around, and a lot of people thought this was the end of the game or something like that. This was in the third quarter.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was after the game.
LeBron had walked out of the timeout, and I turn around, and he's right here in my face. He said, "Yo, you gotta stop talking shit about my son. You gotta stop fucking with my son.
Real.
That's my son. That's my son."
That's real.
And I was like, "What?" He said, "Nah, fuck that." I said, "Yo, let's talk later." He's like, "Fuck that. Nah, fuck that. You gotta stop fucking with my son."
Boy, LeBron wasn't playing. Boy, I see. Based on the video, I knew he was probably like going off on Stephen A. I ain't know he was dropping F-bombs like that though. I ain't know he was dropping F-bombs like that. I ain't gonna lie. Bron was mad. Boy, hey, don't talk about his son, bro.
Son, that's my son.
Oh,
I said, "What?" He said, "Nah, fuck that." I said, "Yo, let's talk later." He's like, "Fuck that. Nah, fuck that. You gotta stop fucking with my son."
That's crazy.
And I said, "All right, though." And he walked off. So,
Hey, bruh.
I remember during the timeout in the first quarter, seeing Bronny. And Bronny looked over at me. And he had this sad look on his face. And I'm imagining Pop saw that shit. It hit him. And he couldn't hold it. And he rolled up on me.
Oh, bruh. That's just a father taking up for his kid, bruh. When he feel like his kid been disrespected, when a father feel like his kid just been talked about and he can almost feel what the kid is feeling, he gonna go see about that, bro. So I don't even blame LeBron for doing that. Maybe he could have approached it differently, but at the end of the day, you know, it's your son at the end of the day. So I don't know. Did Stephen A. like say something directly about Bronny, or was he talking about LeBron the whole time? Because I knew he had said that. I think he said like Bronny was just in the league because of who his dad was, or we expecting LeBron out of Bronny and things of that nature. I don't know if you take that as talking about somebody, but Bronny definitely has a big spotlight on him because of who his father is. Not saying he doesn't deserve to be in the league, but it's like he was the 55th pick, and everybody seems to just want to talk about him the whole time. When you had a whole first round pick, and the only person that you really talk about is Jared McCabe. You don't even talk about the first. You don't even talk about the first or second pick at all. It's either Jared McCabe. You showing a little love to Jared McCabe, but you showing all this attention to Bronny. You know why? Because his father is LeBron James, one of the greatest players ever. That's how it is. And hey, Bronny, at the end of the day, bro, I just want you to be yourself. Don't try to feel like you got to fill your dad's shoes, because I don't think anybody's gonna fill those shoes. Just be your best. Just be your best you, dog. As long as you be your best you ain't got nothing to regret, my dog. No cap.
And so when I went on the air the next morning, first things first, believe it or not, I know this is shocking for people to believe, but I didn't have any intentions on talking about it until I woke up that morning and saw that the shit had gone viral. Once the shit had gone viral,
you gotta talk about it.
At ESPN.
Yeah, you gotta talk about it.
Now you gotta talk about it. This is you.
Yep.
And him.
Yep.
You got to talk about it. I said, fine. So I go on the air and I said, the first thing that I'm going to do is establish that this was a father talking to me, not a player.
Yeah.
And that was what threw me off. And I was glad, even though I thought that he misrepresented the argument, I was glad he did. Because you see, what he was really talking about, which was confirmed with his conversation with Richard Jefferson, is that I was talking about him as a father.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
what I just said.
Is that had he said that to me, then I wouldn't have been thrown off.
Right.
I came right back at him. Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was talking about you.
Yeah.
You
that's
did
what
this
that's
shit,
what I said.
Which I'll get to in a
Okay,
second.
wait, hold on. Right. That's exactly what I said. Like, Stephen A. more so was like talking about LeBron. He wasn't really talking about Bron. He was talking about the fact that LeBron is LeBron. LeBron gets what he wants. If you want both of his sons to play with him, that's gonna happen. All right, and you can't do nothing to stop that.
The nationally televised game, the cameras are rolling, and I'm like, if I do anything, this is gonna be a scene.
Yeah.
Now, we can sit up here in front all we want to and act like we don't work for somebody. Damn it, I work for Walt Disney.
Yeah.
And if I had gotten into some shit with him at courtside right there at that moment, no matter how right I would have been, it would have been wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to do this. But once I saw the tape of him talking to Richard Jefferson Saturday night in Boston, that was when I got really pissed because that was confirmation.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the father thing. And I'm so glad y'all asked me about this shit because all I would ask is that I've been around for 30 years. Tell me the parent that said they heard me talking about them. I've never done it. You want me? Draft him. I'll come play anywhere he's at. It ain't even about the money. This man is the one who said he's better than some of the NBA players are right now.
He did say that.
When he was in high school.
He did say that.
If you go back and look at the tape, back then I said, stop. You can't do this. If you do that shit, you're bringing more pressure on your son.
Yeah.
LeBron, stop.
Yeah.
I said it then. This is before he got drafted. Stop doing this. He goes to USC. He got the heart ailment.
Yep.
I'm like, thank God he's okay. He gonna be all right. But I'm not gonna go see him at USC just like I didn't go see him at Sierra Canyon because like I ain't see Melo's son. I heard your son is all world. I ain't seen him. Your son, I never saw these guys until they came pro.
Yeah.
Because I know. No, it's not that. I know that because of who I am and what I've established for myself in this industry, if I walk into an arena, everybody is looking for me to critique that person.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that because they want to come up. I'm not
like in a lot of people's eyes, bro, Stephen A is like this huge critiquer. Like, soon you see Stephen A, you just know he about to say something bad about you. That's how people feel about him. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's almost like he's the face of critiquing. Like, no cap. And people love that. And people love it. People hate it so much to the point where they love it. So it's like a love-hate relationship with Stephen A. I don't have a problem with Stephen A. It's part of his job to be an analyst. It's part of his job to have these bold takes and say what he thinks because it's based on what he thinks. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's based on what he thinks. And people love his enthusiasm. People love his delivery. I think that's a huge reason to why Stephen A is Stephen A. Like his delivery to say something based on how he feel about it. For real.
covering college. I'm covering bro.
And their kids.
Huh? And their kids. Well, I'm saying, but if I was a college reporter, then I would have had to. But I wasn't. So why am I going to be there? I didn't want to put that extra pressure. So I never went. I went on national television and announced to the world, I'm not going to see him. He goes to USC. I'm not going to see him.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. And then now he's got to overcome this heart ailment, so I can't judge him. But then they said, oh, he's going pro. So then once you say he's going pro, okay, you're talking to the scouts and the evaluators and everybody else. Yo, man, this is them. He'll be lucky to be a second-round pick. He'll be lucky. He ain't ready. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I ain't seen him, y'all. I haven't seen him. Then all of a sudden, Rich Paul and others at Clutch, and then the story and headlines follow. Boston might be interested, Golden State might be interested, Phoenix might be, the Clippers might be. You start hearing all of this, and you're like, all right, this could be true, or this could be them wielding their magic to make it look such a way. I say nothing. He gets drafted by the Lakers, which everybody knew was gonna happen because, the skids were greased.
Yeah.
And he gets drafted. I still say nothing.
I ain't gonna lie, Bronny was gonna be out the door if Bronny didn't get drafted to the Lakers. Boy, LeBron was gonna be out the door. Wherever Bronny was going, Bron was gonna be right behind him. I promise you he was. That's why you had to trade him. No, that's why you had to get him. You had to get him, bro. You had to get Bronny because LeBron was gonna be gone.
I'm cool. I'm at crypto.com arena. I'm one of those cats in
Clapping.
Ken Griffey, Senior, Junior, who all stars, Hall of Famer, and Ken Griffey Jr. They got them there. And again, I've been covering this for 30 years.
Yeah.
Not NBA, sports.
Yeah.
You understand? So how you think it's all looking to me? It's a little bit too choreographed. But I'm still. I'm still like that.
As soon as Bronny got drafted, that night, opening night, was already set in stone. You already knew that was going to happen. You already knew Bron was going to be on the court with his son. You already knew the crowd was going to... You already knew that. That was already set in stone once Bronny got drafted. Honestly. No cap.
I'm thinking, let's have this moment because LeBron deserves it. The brother, I got him number 2 all time behind Jordan.
Yeah.
Right? He's done so much for the league. He's generated so much money. I want to hear about Bronny and the $8 million. As far as I'm concerned, LeBron underpaid. This shit, that's $8 million he should have had in his pocket. It's no big deal to me. But the one thing I did say was that one game right there is the moment. Now you got to go to the G League and earn your stripes.
Yeah.
Instead, he's playing and playing and playing, and I'm getting stats, and he go against Philly. They put him in the first quarter, and Tyrese and them gave it to him.
That's where it gets tough at, because it's like you trying to force Bronny out there when it's like, and that's where it gets tricky, bro, because it's like his dad is on the team. His dad is one of the greatest players ever. His dad want to see his son play. So it's like you kind of forcing the hand by just saying, you know what, let's just put Bronny in there to see what he do. And then it's like when he make mistakes, when he make errors, people be all on him. Like they be talking about him, things like that. And it's like he's kind of being forced into it. Mind you, he's playing great in the G League. He's going crazy in the G League. But it's like they not giving him that time to like fully develop as a player. The player that he should be. Like, you know what I'm saying? To his maximum potential. They was doing Bronny down dirty.
Damn.
They was doing him down dirty.
Because I'm like, now I can't ignore it. Because how am I doing my job? If now you put me in a position...
You could ignore it if it wasn't LeBron James' son. If it was anybody else, you could ignore it. But because it's LeBron James' son, people gonna let you know about that.
How all of that's happening, but Stephen A. Smith got nothing to say.
That's how you know LeBron got a lot of haters too.
So I go on the air and I say the same thing I said over the summer. Yo, LeBron, if we see this, you're his dad and you're a basketball savant. You must see this. Don't do this. Because you're putting him under such a microscope. It's going to be too much for him to overcome. Give him a chance. So that's what I said. And because I prefaced it by saying, as a dad, the only reason I said as a dad is because you marketed yourself as his dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
To help him get into the league.
Yeah.
You didn't do that. Melo didn't do that. Or it hasn't yet. And I know he wouldn't.
D-Wade.
D-Wade, Tim Hardaway Sr., Rick Barry, the list of, none of them did that. None of them. He's the only one. And I said, yo, that's why I'm saying this to you. I don't want to do this. I know your intentions are honorable. Go back and watch the whole tape of me saying it. I know your intentions are honorable. I know you don't mean harm. But there's some vultures out here. And they're going to come for him. And how many times over the years, to get to your point, in terms of what you asked me about what you expect from me, Stephen A. Blah, blah, how many find the brothers in the industry that will tell you, I did not give them a lookout. I go up to them all the time. Yo, come here. I'm not going to be able to help you if you get to this point. You need to stop this shit right now because it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. That to me is where I reach back and I pay back by giving cats the heads up of the minefields because I've been here for 30 years. I got fired, I lost my job, they thought my career was over. I've been through all of this shit, all of it. And I'm like, yo, I know where the minefields lie.
No, that's
and I'm telling you what's coming.
That's real.
And
that's real,
then
Stephen.
This shit go down and everybody act like I never said none of this. I'm like, I said, this is fucked up. Because if you go, it's all on tape. If you go back, I gave the heads up.
It's so easy for people to do. That's so easy for people to do. Like,
so we shouldn't uplift our kids? Like, we can't.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You said what?
We can't uplift our kids. We can't say he's better than some of the players.
I mean, yeah, you gotta be truthful with it. I ain't gonna lie. You can't just, because what you saying, you may believe it, but the kid might not. It'll be to the point where you putting so much pressure on the kid, where the kid, it just, this level of anxiety just pulls out, because it's like the kid doing all they can to try to prove themselves to you. They ain't even trying to prove nothing to them, because everything that they work hard, everything they work so hard for was meant to prove it to you as a parent, because that was your level of expectations for them. So like, it's just all about just being truthful at the end of the day, with your kid, man, and just, you know what I'm saying, working with them each and every step of the way, and just kind of not letting your pride as a parent make you try to put your kid on a pedestal that your kid don't even believe that they're on right now. Not saying they can't get there, but it takes time, and you can't just say it out the gate that they this and they that, and then they gotta earn it, you know. So it gets tough.
On this couch and said, we're gonna treat him as the 55th pick, right? My son was the 52nd pick. I fucking get it, right? It worked out for KJ in year 5. He listened, he got better, he did things, it was a decent situation to play. It just, right? It's just unfortunate my name ain't to that. Where everything that KJ has done, everything that he's doing is being critiqued.
But it's helped.
Right? It's helped
Because with you were a rough rider. Everybody know you could defend your ass off. Everybody, you wasn't scared of shit. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't gonna be some soft ass playing alongside you. You wasn't having it. No one disrespects your son.
Because they're scared of him.
It's not about being scared of him. No, it's his makeup. No, it's his makeup. Yeah,
If you don't tell him, he's gonna make sure you tell him.
If he was a bully, what I'm saying is, so he comes into the league, but it's not just about respect for him as a player, it's respect for how he handled his son coming into the league.
Yeah.
You talk, I had to ask you about your son the other day. I've been hearing about his son for a while. I had to ask him about it.
Nah, Gil's son tough.
Melo.
Elijah's tough. I ain't gonna lie.
He had to step back. You know, he was desperate for his son to go to Syracuse, but he didn't want to influence him. You said Melo never talked.
19 to 20 years of his life. You know how we are as parents. We're in, we're out, we're in, we're out. My firstborn with my name almost passed. And you're telling me that I'm gonna keep playing this league to miss this? Fuck no. This is gonna be the first time in my career where I get 360 fucking 5 days with my son.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
someone else drive him. I want him near
Yeah,
me.
yeah, and that's the other side of it. That's definitely that's definitely like the other side of it, bro. Like when you in the NBA, bro, you're rarely spending time with your family. Like you're rarely spending time with your family. And LeBron, mind you, like Gil said, the brothers played like 21 plus years in the NBA. And you have a chance to be able to play with your son for an entire NBA season. Basically, your son gonna be with you the whole ride, the whole way through. for a whole year. That's probably rarely happened for Bronny, bro. That's probably rarely happened for LeBron because he's been on the move all the time. So, like I said, as a dad, bro, when we talking about spending that time with your kid, I can see exactly why that went the way it went. I can see exactly why the Lakers trade. I can see exactly why the Lakers drafted Bronny. I see it. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the first time in history that a son was gonna play with his father on the basketball court, and God dog it, LeBron wanted that. I ain't gonna lie. That I don't have an issue with. I don't have an issue with that at all. I ain't gonna lie. When I seen it, when I watched it on TV, boy, I almost wanted to cry. Cause it's like, bro, you never see that. You never see a dad and a son play in the NBA together. You just never see it on the same team. You rarely ever see it, bro. So being able to see that, bro, that was amazing just to see and witness. But my thing is that when Bronny makes mistakes, it can be the smallest mistakes. He gets critiqued by it as the 55th pick because of who his dad is. That's what I don't like. I don't like that.
But you don't get every day. But you don't get every day.
I do get every day. If he's on his team, I get every day.
But he's not. He plays.
I get more than I did for the last whatever.
He plays on the G.
He gets to come home to me though.
But he lives by himself.
But I'm saying he gets to come home to me.
He's a pro.
Are you understanding?
He's a professional. Once something happens, everything that you're saying is true, Gil. Yes. Yes, absolutely. 100% factual. I hear you, yes. But what is Bronny's dream?
Bronny's dream was
To be in the NBA.
Bronny's dream was this. I don't give a fuck where I get drafted. I just want to hear my name.
So
that
why
was
not?
his
So
dream.
Yeah.
therefore, what I'm saying is
That was his dream.
let that happen organically.
Okay.
As a father, I don't want it to happen organically on your draft.
Hold on, Gil.
I don't want it to happen on my draft.
Well, once that, but here's what he's saying. He said any team, right? Which means that when we're talking about the Lakers, that's about LeBron, not Bronny. Bronny wanted to get drafted by any NBA team. He wanted to hear his name. It was LeBron that wanted him as his teammate. So what I'm saying is, when you, because of the reasons you pointed out. So what I'm saying to you is, if LeBron had rolled up on me, this is all he had to say. Because I said this to Rich Paul when Rich Paul called me. I said, Rich Paul, I only asked for grace on one point. If you had called me and said, Bron, pissed off, motherfucker mad as hell, he wants to see you man to man. I said, what would I have done? Rich Paul said, you'd hung up the phone and you flew to LA. I said, thank you. So my point is, rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to stay, don't leave this game. I need you to see you after the game. That's all he had to say to me. Then as we speak, he says that. Let's take an example. He said what you just said. I stand down. My bad. And not only that, I'm going to make sure I go on the air. I ain't looking at it that way. That's on me. You didn't do that shit. You said you fucking with my son. Oh, was it? I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55.
Yeah.
I know he got work to do. I believe that he got potential. I believe that he got the potential to go pro. I truly believe that. It's going to be tough, but I think he can pull it off. And by the way, I'm rooting for him. I ain't rooting against nobody.
Pretty crazy discussion. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a lot of opinions on both ends, bruh. Y'all can let me know in the comments of what y'all think of it, bro. But hey, I get both sides of it, bro. If I'm a father in the NBA that's played 21 plus years and I barely spend time with my kids or my family, and my son has the opportunity to get drafted, I want him to be my teammate. I get that. But on the other side of it, he's the 55th pick, and every time he makes a mistake, he gets critiqued at a significant rate because of who his dad is. They don't talk about the number 1 picks. They don't talk about the number 2 picks of last year's draft. They only talk about Bronny. He was the 55th pick. They talk about this brother so much because his father is practically the best player in basketball. So, hey, it's all about the pressure. And at the end of the day, I just say, Bronny, just try to block it out. Just try to block all the noise, the attention. Just try to block it out and just go out there and play your game, man. Do the best you can. And, bro, you'll never regret it, dog. No cap. So, that'll be all for this reaction video, guys. I ask y'all subscribe. Like if you are new. Come join this journey with me. Y'all be good. Stay blessed. Love.